Good morning, class. How are you? Hope you all are fit and fine, enjoying online classes. Okay, so in the process of online classes, this is our last session of history and civics. Today we will finish our chapter as well as we can finish our syllabus too. Syllabus means the first term syllabus. Clear? 3 chapters from history we have covered, 2 chapters from civics will be covered. One chapter from civics already we have covered, and this second chapter is going on. In this we have studied fundamental rights, means some of the fundamental rights we have studied, like right to equality, right to freedom. Okay, so many more rights are, for more rights are, what are use of that rights, what we can do, what we cannot do, that everything we will be seeing in this session. Constitution, Indian Constitution is the world's largest constitution. It is largest. Just understand what's largest constitution. It means it carries the thing what is the best in the world. We have just copied some best elements of the best constitution in the world, like fundamental rights, like directive principles of state policies, like fundamental duties, parliamentary system, emergency, how a president could be elected, from means you can understand from tiniest thing to biggest thing. Whatever is coming in our country, whatever is law, that all are framed in the constitution, all are mentioned in the constitution, and each word is described very clearly, and then our constitution is giving us the best thing. That is why this constitution, our Indian constitution, is the best constitution of the world, because all the best things of the world, what the best constitutions are having the best thing, that best thing we are having, means we have just learned from those constitution, like American constitution, like Japanese constitution, Russian constitution, okay, like Ireland constitution, and the best things we covered in our constitution and made it the bestest you can understand. Okay, so in this process that we came to know our constitution is the best constitution, and we are proud to be Indian, that we are living in such a country where constitution gives us many fundamental rights. It tells us that people can do according to their wish given by the constitution, but certain restriction is also imposed. Clear? So limitation is also given, freedom is also given, and overall we can say, concluding, that our constitution is the best constitution, the largest constitution, and in our country the largest means people are living, means democracy, the largest democracy is Indian democracy. This is the country, our country is that country which is having the maximum number of voters in the world. Clear? So that is why we proudly say we are Indian, because we are having the best thing in the world. Here you can get secularism too. Okay, many more things are. Okay, let's see this these slides. With the help of these slides, the chapters will be covered. Okay, all the chapters we have covered. This is last session that will be covered. Okay, so let us see this. So my dear students, just see some slides, and with the help of slides we will be understanding this chapter in detail. First of all, there is a right to information. Right to information is what? Right to information means we are having right to get information from where? From government or other public authorities. We can seek, we can receive any information from the government. If we want to check anybody's eligibility, even the function of the government, we can ask through RTI. This is our right. This is constitutional right given by the constitution to the people of India. We can ask some certain questions, clear, from government, from public authorities. We can ask copies, including certified copies of documents. We can inspect of the documents, and we can get some samples of the materials. Actually, this right was not given, means it was not added when Constitution was framed in 1950. But later on, it was added on October 12, 2005. This great right, I can say great right, okay, this is given to us in 2005. Yeah. This makes us very strong. This gives us strength. Clear, no? This is right information. We can get any information of the functioning of the government through RTI. Clear? This is our constitutional right. Next one is right against exploitation. What is our next right? Next right is right against exploitation in Article 23 and Article 24. Just understand it. Article 23 is what and Article 24 is what. Article 23, if you remember, last year in class 8, I taught you human trafficking. The word, if you remember, human trafficking, I asked in the class, some students, they replied, human trafficking means some people are on the road and they are human traffic. They are called human traffic. No. The crowd of people cannot be called. Human trafficking is selling and buying of human beings, like the materials, like the things. Human beings are sold and bought. If this is taking place, this is illegal, against of the constitution. Okay, so constitution gives this right, prohibition of human trafficking. This is illegal. This cannot be done. If anywhere it is done, then that is crime. Forced labor. We cannot force any laborer to do the certain works. Anybody cannot be forced to do the work. This is against of the right. Clear, no? So people are free according to their will. They could do work or they could not. Prohibition of trafficking and of human being and forced labor, understood? Okay, next see, prohibition of employment of children under the age of 14 in factories and mines. If a child's age is just 14 or below it, the child cannot be employed in the factory or mines. This is illegal. Why? Because factories or mines are mentioned here. Why? Because they are dangerous place. Factories or mines means for the children. Clear? So this is also illegal. Clear? So this right against exploitation gives us this rights that human trafficking cannot be done, forced labor cannot be done, 14 years or below it, the children cannot be employed in any factories or mines. Clear? Our next right is what? Just understand. Our next is right to freedom of religion. Right to freedom of religion. Just understand it. The first one, Article 25, it says freedom of conscience, profession, preaching and propagation. We are living in such a country which is great, India. It gives us the best thing what a country can give. Our constitution, that is why it is the best constitution in the world. The largest democracy we are having, the best things in the constitution, the best right we are having in the constitution. And we are living in this great country. We are proud of this country, proud of that we are Indian. So in this regard, just understand, as I told you, here is secularism. Secularism means what? Freedom of religion. We can profess, we can preach, we can propagate any of the religion in which we believe. Nobody can stop this, because this is right what we are having. Clear? Freedom to manage religious affairs, any matter which is related to any religion, that can be done. Nobody can stop it, because this is our constitutional right. Behind this, there is power of law, there is power of constitution. Clear? Whatever payment is done, whatever money is collected or payment is done for promoting any particular religion, that is free from tax according to article 27. Article 28 says what? Just understand. Article 28 says even though religious instructions may be imparted in educational institution recognized by or receiving funds from the state. Clear? No person attending such institution shall be compelled to receive that religious instructions without the consent of himself or of his guardian if the student is minor. Understood it? No? Okay, just understand what I want to tell you. If for any religion, for any religious institute, government is funding, government is giving or receiving fund, then also we cannot be compelled, we cannot be forced to follow any particular religion. Clear? If we wish, we can do. If we do not wish, nobody can force, because this is our right, constitutional right. Clear? No? I think right to freedom of religion is clear. Okay, next you just say cultural and educational rights. Article 23, 29 and 30. Just understand. Article 29 says protection of language, script, culture of minorities. Just understand, there is majority and minority, two things. Majority means the large number of people, minority means less number of people. Okay, related to any ethnic culture or any religion. So minority, they are having right of protection. Which protection? Protection of their culture, protection of their educational right. Like they, in the matter of admission to any educational institution maintained by the state, admission cannot be denied on the grounds of religion, color, caste, creed or sex. Why? Because this is right, our constitutional right. Even, and this right gives a section of people or whole of them the right to preserve their distinct language, script and culture. If we are in majority, if we are in minority, this right we are having, that we can protect our language, protect our religion, protect our culture, protect our script. This is according to the constitution. Article 30 says that all minorities the right to establish and administer the educational institution of their choice. Even the state is also prohibited from discriminating against educational institution in the matter of grants. This is right, that minority can establish and administer any educational institution, social or cultural institution. On this law only, on this right only, article only, our school is established. Clear? No? Even the government, state government or central government, means here it is given the state is also prohibited from discriminating against educational institution in the matter of grants. Clear? Okay. So you understood it. Next one, right to constitutional remedies. See, this is what? This is the best right what we are having. This can also be called, just understand it, this can also be called the soul of our constitution. Clear? What is this? Just understand. This is suit only. Suit. Suit is what? Not understood. Suit is a law that contains a set of complaints for legal judgment. For legal judgment. What is this? Just understand. Article 32. In a simple language you understand, these are rights, right to constitutional remedies. Suppose we are not getting right to freedom. Suppose you are not getting right to religion, freedom of religion. Suppose there is exploitation. Suppose there is no equality. So we can go to court. we can ask to court that we are not getting our right. Why we are not getting our right? Okay, this we can ask. On what basis you can go? On this basis. Because this is right. Right to constitutional remedy is that right which is giving us this right that if any of our fundamental right is violated, we can go to court and we can ask. Clear? We can ask to the court that we are not getting our right is violated. Clear, no? So this is right to constitutional remedies. In this, Article 32 says that under this, the Supreme Court or High Court, they can issue some of writs. Some of writs, the Supreme Court or High Court, they can issue. Now, question is here, what is writ? So just understand, writ is a formal, just if you have attended the class in the last year, class 8, then you are knowing. On this topic, I took, I think, 1 or 2 periods for revision, and if you remember, I made in all of you to stand and ask a question, and you people replied. I think many of you have learned what is mandamus, what is habeas corpus, what is prohibition, certiorari and quo warranto. I think you people have learned it. But then too, let's discuss about it. These are formal written order issued by Supreme Court and High Courts to provide legal remedies to individuals who do not obtain adequate protection under ordinary law. Now, what is this? Habeas corpus. It means to have the body. By issuing such writ, the High Court or Supreme Court can get the body of any person released if it has been unlawfully detained by any person in a group or by the state. Habeas corpus. This tells that anybody without any crime, if any person is detained, is arrested, then the person can go to High Court, can go to Supreme Court, and Supreme Court, High Court, they will suggest the concerned authority like police to just release the person very soon because the person has been arrested unlawfully. Clear, no? Habeas corpus. Okay. Mandamus is what? Mandamus is that writ which means we order. It is a command, order given by the higher court to lower court to perform a certain duty. Clear? Mandamus. Third, writ of prohibition is what? The writ of prohibition is an order issued by a superior court to lower court to stop proceeding in a case which might be in excess of jurisdiction of the lower court. Not understood? Just understand. Suppose any lower court, session court, district court or high court is dealing the case which is not in the jurisdiction of that session court or high court. The matter is to be discussed in the Supreme Court, but Supreme Court, the matter is not discussed in the Supreme Court and lower courts are dealing. So in this, if Supreme Court comes to know, Supreme Court can issue writs and can tell the High Court or lower court, session court, that this is not your matter, this is my matter, let me handle it. Understood, no? Okay. Next is writ of certiorari. Certiorari is what? This means, if you understand, to be informed of what is going on. Through this, the High Court, Supreme Court, okay, they can ask that proceeding are going on or not. Means if in a simple word you understand, stay order. The writ of certiorari is issued after the order has already been passed by lower court. Suppose we are not satisfied with the decision of lower court, we can go to High Court and we can ask for stay. Suppose any matter is going on, any property matter is going on, and two people are fighting case in the session court, but session court has given decision which is not acceptable, which is means against of anybody, means second person. Clear? The person is not satisfied, can go to High Court. High Court will discuss, will see the matter, and if High Court feels this there is something wrong, so stop this decision. So it will stop the decision of lower court. This is what? This is writs of certiorari. Clear, no? Last one is quo warranto. Quo warranto is what? Just understand. It is issued when a person has usurped any office. Means the person is holding any office, any public office, wrongly or forcibly. Means the person is not qualified, not eligible to get that post, and the person has got that post. Means suppose for any job there is eligibility graduation, and the person has not done graduation but doing job. So this is what? This is against of the law. So here the Supreme Court or High Court will release, will issue the writ to stop that, to ask the person to just leave that post. Okay, this is what? This is quo warranto. Clear, no? I think now it is clear. Habeas corpus is what? For if anybody is arrested unlawfully, then High Court, Supreme Court issue writ to release. Mandamus is what? Mandamus is the order given by the Supreme Court or lower court, Supreme Court or High Court to lower courts. Right of provision. Provision is what? Provision means if any work, any matter is discussed in a lower court that is not under the jurisdiction of lower court, then this Supreme Court or High Court, you can understand, High Court issues writs. Okay, and this higher courts, they ask that let them deal this matter. Writ of certiorari, it is a stay order that I have already explained. Quo warranto means unlawfully, forcibly, if any post anybody is having, okay, hiring, that is. Clear, no? Okay. Next, understand some other important rights are. What are they? Just understand. Just understand some other important rights. What are they? Right to education. Right to education. What is this? According to 21A, just remember, these are rights what are added after the passing of Constitution. Means they were not originally included when Constitution was passed, but they later on they were implemented, amended in the Constitution. According to Article 21A, free and compulsory education to all children of the age of 6 to 14 years. It means what? It means those children, those who are 6 to 14 years, it is their right. They can go to school, they can get education, and government gives free education, and it is compulsory too. Clear, no? Even government gives midday meal, government gives free books, free pens, free pencils, free dress, free shoes, free bag, and free food also. Why? Only the reason is that 100% literacy should be there in our country. Clear, no? So that is why 21A is added later on, that this right gives 100% education, means free and compulsory education to the children whose age is 6 to 14 years. Clear, no? Okay, just understand. Next one is what? And this right, it was added in the Constitution in 2002. In 2002, according to 86th Amendment. 86th Amendment. More than 100 amendments are done, and this right was added in 2002, that there should be 100% literacy, and 6 to 14 years children, it is compulsory that they should get education. Next one, right to privacy. Just understand, right to privacy. Preservation of personal, okay, intimacies, the sanctity of family life, marriage, procreation, home, sexual orientation. This is right to privacy. Means some rights we are having that we can keep in a privacy list. We are having this right that we should not disclose it. We cannot tell it. And even if there is no danger, means danger on nation, nobody can force. Even the government cannot force us to release, to tell, to disclose this. Some personal information like about family life, about marriage life, about our home life and sexual life, about this we cannot tell this because we are having this right to privacy. Clear? Okay, next one, a right to be left alone. This is also our right to be left alone. Okay, nobody can force us to be with somebody. Clear? No, this is our constitutional right. A safeguard individual autonomy. Clear? Protecting vital aspect of his or her life. We can safeguard our individual autonomy, freedom. We can safeguard, we can protect our life in whatever way. Clear? No? Personal choices governing a way of life are intrinsic to privacy. Personal choices to governing a life. Some tactics we use to govern our life. We are master of our life. Clear? No? This life, how we are living, if this is legally, means this we are living, we are not creating problem to anybody, peacefully we are living, and this is our right to privacy that nobody can stop it. It recognizes plurality and diversity of our culture. This privacy recognizes plurality and diversity of our culture. That we are having different culture, different plurality, means different dresses we wear, different languages we speak. Total 22 languages are spoken in India. Different kind of dresses, different kind of dishes are there. But then too, overall we can say that we are Indian. Proudly we say that we are Indian. Why? Because some rights we are having, and we are living in such great country, India, that gives us the best thing what we can get. Clear? Next one, right to property. Just you understand this. Right to property, Article 31, in the previous session already I told you. Article 31 of the Constitution had earlier empowered the citizen of India to purchase, hold and dispose of movable as well as immovable property as fundamental rights. Means in word short, you understand that that in this right we were having right to property, whatever amount, whatever money, whether that is property of immovable or movable, land, money, whatever we can collect, we can gather, okay, we can own. There was no any limit. But this was not good for overall development of the society. That is why, however, it was deleted by the 44th Amendment in 1978, and this amendment made the right to property, Article 300A, a legal right. It means that government has given us limit of property. If more than that limit we exceed, then we have to pay tax. Clear? No? We cannot hide anything from the government. This is given in the Constitution. We cannot hide anything, any property from the government. If we are doing this, this is illegal. Clear? No? Okay. Now, next and our last topic, fundamental duties. Just understand fundamental duties. The fundamental duties are what? Just understand. The fundamental duties are the duties given by our Constitution. Given by our Constitution to perform a certain things, certain duties, certain things. Just understand. These fundamental duties were added by the 42nd Amendment Act 1976. 1976. It means what? It means when constitution was originally framed, it was not there. Later on, it was added in 1976 in part 4 under Article 51A. Under Article 51A. Let us discuss what are they. First one, to abide by the Constitution and respect its ideal and institution on the national flag and national anthem. Just remember, what are our duty? Duty is what? Duty, what should come from our heart. Okay, our heart, our mind, okay, should follow this. We are living in such a great country, India. So, our first duty is that we are the Indian. We are the Indian citizen. So, Constitution and whatever ideals of constitutions are, our institutions are, our national flag is, our national anthem is there. We have to respect. We have to respect. If we disrespect, this is illegal and we may be punished. Clear, no? So this is our first right, first fundamental duty, that we have to respect its ideal constitutions, ideal institutions. Institutions means what? Government authorities. National flag and national anthem we should respect. And this no need to tell, it should come from our heart. We are Indian, living in such a great country, so it should come from our heart. Clear? We should respect each and everything belonging to our nation. Clear, no? As we are living in the best country of the world. To cherish and follow the noble ideals which inspired our national struggle for freedom. It means we should follow the noble ideals which inspired our national struggle for freedom. You are knowing that in the past, Britishers, they ruled, and some freedom fighters, great freedom fighters, they did not care, they did not think even of their life. They sacrificed themselves for the freedom of our country, for the freedom of the people of India. For us, they have sacrificed. So we have to respect. We have to respect them. They did not think about their life, for us only. So this we can do. We can respect them, their ideals, their struggle. Clear? Third one, to uphold and protect the sovereignty, unity and integrity of India. To uphold and protect the sovereignty, unity and integrity of India. What is this? Sovereignty means what? Sovereignty means we are free. No any foreign country or foreign institution can make any rule, can rule over us. Because India is having constitution, and that constitution says that no any foreign interference is accepted. So we should promote it, protect it. We should protect unity and integrity of India. We should be proud of being Indian. We should think that we are living in such a great country, India. So we have to perform. We should not think about our life when the matter comes about our country. Okay? Our heart should be filled with the patriotism. To defend the country and render national service when called upon to do so. This is our duty. Our country is doing a lot for us. So this is our duty, that whenever there will be any situation that our service will be expected, we should be ready. Eagerly we should be ready. to serve our nation. Clear? We should take oath of that we are Indian and we can die for our country if this is needed, if the service is needed, if the service of our army is needed. We can think, we can go. This we should do. And nowadays good news is there that 3 years tour army. Anybody could be appointed. And this is the matter of pride if we serve the nation. Clear, no? Okay. Next one. To promote harmony and spirit of common brotherhood amongst all the people of India, transcending religious, linguistic and regional or sectional diversity, to renounce practices derogatory to the dignity of woman. Means what is saying? We should promote harmony and we should have the spirit of common brotherhood. Everybody, from wherever, here it is given, religious, linguistic, regional, sectional diversity. We should renounce it. Okay. We should not think that we are the male, female, religion, language, different diversity. No. The first thing comes that we are Indian. We are Indian. So, we should have the spirit of common brotherhood. Among all the people of India, we should not think about our religion. So first, when matter comes about our country. There are many languages spoken. There are many religions are. Many regions are people belonging to. Many sections are. Okay? But the first thing comes what? That our country. Clear? So we have to promote harmony and spirit of brotherhood amongst our country. Clear, no? Okay. Next one is what? Total 11 fundamental rights are. Just remember how many? 11. Sixth is going on. Just understand. To value, preserve the rich heritage of our composite culture. Composite culture is what? Means here many rulers ruled. Like Mughals, Britishers also, Shak, Pahlav, Hud, Kushar, Changiz. In a Delhi Sultanate, many rulers they ruled. Okay, many dynasties are Gupta dynasty, Mauryan dynasty, Sung dynasty, Haryak dynasty, Nanda dynasty, many dynasties. Means whoever ruled, the rulers, whoever rulers, they ruled our country. They built some buildings. They had given some heritage, culture, customs. So we have to value and preserve the rich heritage of our composite culture. We should be proud of having this great culture, Indian culture. Clear, no? This is what? This is our duty. Clear? Seventh one, to protect and improve the natural environment including forest, lake, river and wildlife, and have compassion for living creatures. Just understand, very nice thing is given. This is our seventh fundamental duty is to protect and improve the natural environment. How can we protect and improve the natural environment? If we are safeguarding forest, taking care of forest, lake, river, means water. If we are not misusing water, and wildlife, we are not killing any wildlife, although this is illegal, then too it is taking place. We should stop it and have compassion. Compassion means love for living creatures. Whoever are living creatures, not only human being, but for animals too, for birds too. We should have love. We should not harm them. Because God has given body to everybody. God has given life to creatures too. So we should just protect them. Clear, no? Even whatever help is needed, we should do. And I would suggest you, not suggest, request you that nowadays you do one thing. Just some food grains, and water in a pot. Let it be placed on the roof of your home at the top. Some birds will come in this summer season and they will eat it, and God will definitely bless you if you do so. Water and some food grains, whatever birds they can eat. Clear, no? If you do so, you are helping, you are protecting their life, you are feeding them, and God is looking everything, God is seeing everything. God will bless you. Clear, no? Okay. 8. To develop the scientific temper, humanism, and the spirit of inquiry and reform. Just understand. To develop the scientific temper, this is our duty, that we should contribute towards the development scientific temper. We should invent something new, scientific. As this is modern generation, this is the world of technology. We should develop something which is scientific, which is new. We should study, we should do doctorates, we should do PhD, we should do research, and through this we can develop scientific temper, we can give something, we can make something, invent something new for our country, for our society, and we can do some for humanism too. Humanism is what? Loving human, and the spirit of inquiry and reform. Just we should not sit silently. We should think for our nation. We should think for our society. What we can develop, what we can contribute, what we can give to our nation. Like scientists, they are doing. They are giving, like Chandrayaan, Mangalyaan. This is development. This is development of scientific temper. They are doing. They are contributing. So I would recommend, I would suggest you also do so when you are able to do. To safeguard public property and abjure violence. What is meaning of this? To safeguard public property. Public property means buses, government buildings, okay, our country's building. We should not harm them. We should protect, because this is ours. We have given money as tax. So these things are arranged. So if we are harming them, indirectly we are harming our money, our property. So government property is our property only. So we should safeguard public property and abjure violence. Violence we should not think of. Clear? We should not think of. We should give up violence. Clear, no? Okay. Our 10th number is to strive towards excellence in all spheres of individual and collective activity, so that the nation constantly rises to higher level of endeavor and achievement. Just understand it. To strive towards excellence, just put your step forward for excellence. Do something excellence in the society, individually or collectively, in whatever way, but do something that nation should rise, should reach high level. Okay, the world should think, yes, India is that country which is growing faster. Clear? Like, do scientific work, excellent work. I'm not telling that we are very back, we are move forward nowadays, you are knowing, but then too we should not stop, we should do more, and one day we should realize the world that India is that country which is having the best excellence in the world. Clear, no? Last one, it is the duty of parent or guardian to provide opportunity for education to his or her child, as the case may be what between the age of 6 and 14 years. See how important it is, the education, how important it is that it is given in fundamental rights also and in fundamental duties also. Fundamental rights you have studied, no, in Article 21A, free and compulsory education. Same it is the duty of, if it is given, but if it is of a parent or guardian to provide opportunity for educational to his means whatever children, they are belonging to different caste, different means economic status, that doesn't matter, because here is free and compulsory education. So this is duty of parent to send their ward to get education, because this is rights also. Clear? Now just understand importance of fundamental duties. Just understand importance. Many times I have taught you in the class also. Just think the thing is not existed. The thing is not existed. If the thing is fundamental duties is not existed, so what would be the situation of our country? Just understand, and you will get the importance. To make the citizen aware of their social economic obligation, means this fundamental duties creates awareness about social and economic duty of people. To warn them means to people, it is warning us to do certain things for the interest of our country. Our country is doing the best thing what a country can do for us. So we should also do the best thing for our country what we can do. This is the importance of fundamental duties. To protect and awaken the people, their cultural heritage, we should protect, and we should be aware of protecting our cultural heritage. Okay, to strengthen national harmony, as we should have the feeling of patriotism. So these all are importance of fundamental duties. Clear? Fundamental duties are the duties which are telling us, which describe value of a person in a country's growth. If we strive for excellence, if we take any step for excellence, like Sundar Pichai, you are knowing, no? Sundar Pichai, Narela. Only one person, two people are there, some people are there, but they are glorifying our nation. Why? Because of their excellence. Knowing, no? Okay, so in this way, just see what we have covered today. We started from right to information, right against exploitation, human trafficking, provision of work in factories and mines, 14 years under. Next one, cultural and educational rights, right to constitutional remedies, some rights we have studied, important rights, free and compulsory education, right to privacy that I taught you, right to property also, it is now legal right. Okay, fundamental duties. First one, respect the ideals of national flag, anthem, institutions. Follow the noble ideas of our freedom fighters, national struggles for freedom, sovereignty, integrity, unity of our country. Defend our country whenever our service is needed. Promote harmony and spirit. The value of preserve our rich heritage. To protect and improve the natural environment, including forest, lake, river. Development of scientific temper, humanism, and the spirit of inquiry. To safeguard public property and abjure violence. To strive towards excellence. I have taught you this. It is the duty of a parent to send the ward for school to get education. Importance of fundamental duties, already I taught you. Okay, at last, thanks to everyone, and I would request you to please take care of your health. Nowadays health is the most important thing what we have to see. Stay at home, stay healthy, and if God would be happy, definitely we will be meeting in the month of June or July. Pray to God that coronavirus, let's God help us from, and vaccine will be made soon, we hope. God bless every one of you, and thank you very much for joining these online classes. So dear students, we have seen today fundamental rights, fundamental duties. Some fundamental rights, they are giving us freedom, and if we are not getting our freedoms, then we can go to court, we can seek our right. Court will give us, and court will punish us who is violating our fundamental rights. Clear? Some duties are also given, some fundamental duties are also given that we have already discussed, that is necessary to do, that we should do as we are Indian. Certain duties are allotted to us, assigned to us, that we have to give, okay, because we love our country and we love our constitution, we love each and everything related to our country, belonging to our country. So that is why we have to respect, we should respect, we ought to respect, and we just perform the duties given by the constitution. Clear? And one most important thing that I would like to tell you, summer assignment I have already given in the that website, will be published today only. In that I have given about constitution and about fundamental rights. Clear? So I just want to make you clear that what you have to do. Questions whatever is given, like write about constitution, okay, the best elements of the constitution, and write about fundamental rights or fundamental duties, whatever will be given, that you will do in your copy. Which copy? In your fair copy, in which copy you are writing question and answers. What I want to tell you, you need not go outside to purchase anything, okay, you will not go outside, you will write whatever things are to be written in your fair copy, what you have already done, exercises you are doing already, you are having that copy, fair notebook, where in which you are writing question and answers. So I think 4 or 5 pages it will take, and we will, teachers means we will check in that copy only, okay. So we do not recommend for any file, for any project paper, okay, no, whatever things you have to do in history, you will write in your copy. Clear? No, maximum 4 pages will cover, 4 to 5 pages, and minimum 3 pages. Clear? Some pictures if you want to paste, you can paste. Clear? No? So I think you understood. You have to do in your fair copy only, what in which copy you are writing question and answers. Clear? No? So I would suggest you just learn all the question answers whatever is given, means first semester in month of July or June, if God will be happy, and we will be given that opportunity to meet, okay, we will be discussing the chapter, revising the chapter in detail, and I hope you enjoyed a lot the online classes. So this was the end of our first semester portion, and thank you very much for joining these classes, online classes. I also enjoyed a lot. See you in the school. God bless every one of you, and but remember, stay at home and stay healthy. Yeah, health is the most important thing nowadays. Don't go outside, just stay at home, okay, save your life, be healthy. Thank you very much. God bless you, and see you in month of July.